there any other like components that I need to be squirreling away inside the chopper?
Altimeter, you'll want probably you're going to want 2 of the linear speed sensors because you'll want vertical speed and horizontal speed. I think that might be it for sensors.
The altimeter goes just inside the chopper somewhere?
Yeah, just wherever. It doesn't matter which way it faces or anything.
It doesn't have to face out or anything.
No. And then same with the speed sensors.
Well, they can face anywhere.
Well, if you're going to do specifically horizontal and specifically directional speed, vertical speed, I would have one facing up and one facing forwards, and then set them to directional.
Right, but they don't need to sit on the outside.
No, they can be anywhere within the vehicle.
Interesting. Is there nowhere we can... There's no smaller display. The displays are massive, aren't they, with the numbers on it?
Unfortunately, they are, yeah.
You won't be able to see out if I make that any higher. Starting to look like a heli. You're not seeing the stability settings for ATS in the config file. Never in. If they're not in there, you need to create them. So the best thing...
You may also want... Do you want digital displays or gauges for the fuel level?
Well, I'll put a lot of gauges in there.
Okay.
Digital display being what?
Just that it tells you the actual like numbered amount of fuel you have, whereas the gauge, you have to look at it to get that number. It's just a needle otherwise. But either works well. Works fine.
I don't think we've got one, have we?
What?
The digital display.
That's what you've put out already. The one with the numbers on.
No, the big ones. Yeah, but the little dials I thought you meant.
No.
Navarine, if the entries aren't in the config file, just add them with the values. If you use the console, it will create them for you. Yeah, so the artificial horizon gives you the attitude.
Other things you need to make space for are the controls for the spotlight. And as well as having the door winch, which I guess you can control from buttons next to the door, do you want to have a winch underneath that we can use to pick up like research drones and whatever else, the other stuff?
I think it depends on how powerful this thing is. In other words, do you think we'll be able to pick anything up?
Well, last time we played, it wasn't in an advanced mode, I know, but I'm not sure if the engine power changes between advanced and normal mode. But last time we couldn't pick a research drone up with one engine, but with two we could lift it right out of the water.
Hmm. Okay.
But with that specifically, if you were going to have a winch underneath, the controls would probably need to be near the pilot. Plus, then we could lock it to the deck if we land it on the back of the boat.
So, for what winch controls do we need?
You'll want winch and spotlight controls near the pilot.
Hey, John.
And then winch controls for the door winch near the door.
Yeah, what controls do we need for a winch?
You'll want a toggle button for up, and a toggle button for down, and then a toggle button for the connector itself to lock and unlock.
So 3 toggles.
Yes.
I think I'm going to get rid of that one now.
Might I suggest putting the 3 buttons for the winch down the center of the 2 seats?
Why?
Then, if like you're having to struggle against the storm to keep the chopper steady, I can do the winching. But it also means that if there's only one person in the chopper, the pilot can do it if they have.
Put them in there as well. We've got options.
Don't forget, you'll also have room above the pilot, above your seats, to put buttons and controls and things.
What, you want an overhead?
Gotta have an overhead.
Flippin' heck, dude.
What kind of chopper doesn't have an overhead?
Interesting chopper, going to be very windy without a roof. Does it look finished to you? What are we building? I don't know. A flying beast on its limits of the hangar.
Welcome back, Nutter.
0 leg room. You can sit absolutely fine there, and besides, I didn't create that gap. Probably want a push button as well. Throttle lever. No dice on that one. Right, we've got options. Looks a bit front heavy. It's quite a lot front heavy. It's yet to be balanced. Nope, this is the smallest block. I miss you 2-month anniversary. Vehicle enthusiast. Keep up great content for many months. Thanks for the 2 months. Crazy Gamer, welcome back. Vitewolf, thank you for 5. K Vinkler with 25. Thank you very much, guys. One rotor won't hold it up. Yes, it will.
Don't forget, if you select the rotor with the select tool, you can make it better.
4 blades, 5 blades, 6 blades, 7 blades, 8 blades.
I think we'll go full sized.
What do you say to that, Revolver? Huh? 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 What do you say to that? All the blades. That is way too thin. So this is where I can have weight blocks instead. Center of mass is there. Thrust is probably about here. So bad at lurking. Lol. I never even knew you was here. I wish we had something other than 45-degree angles. So it's 2 sets of rotors. Nah. No.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Let's build this out a bit more.
You could do like a line of 2 blocks, then a slope, then a line of 2 blocks, then a slope, and cut the angle up a little bit.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, is like just breaking the angle because I don't like it. I might pipe that out down here instead and have it throw it out down there. I think it would better design. I think if we we take that out of there. It looks helicopter-ish. It's getting there, man. We take a straight pipe piece and an angle.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Oh, you scumbag. That allows that to be filled in. Time for testing. We've already tested it once to make sure it actually flies. Hmm. How's that got that piece?
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Was I not in symmetry mode when I did this? I think I need... Actually, I might just leave the aesthetics till later. Just get it functionally working. We'll tell you all that later. Oh, where that centre of mass is. Beautiful. Look at that. There's more weight to go on the front yet, though. Do you give some paint to this heli? I don't know what that means. Oh, paint? Yeah, we'll paint it. It's no point painting it while you're making structural changes. You got to do the paint at the end. There's no like windows or anything in this game, is there? Like blocks.
Yeah, there's glass blocks. If you go right to the top of the inventory list, I don't think we have all of them unlocked, but a lot.
This thing's a monster. I still haven't put legs on this thing yet. Oh, the tail rotor's stopping it. Oh boy, I'm at the limit of the height.
Anniversary, Nutter.
That's not so good.
Yeah, you're right about that. Consider I've not added a winch yet.
Well, that only takes up 2 blocks. I think you should have enough space underneath for a winch and a spotlight.
I need to get landing floats in.
Yeah, I think they're 3 high. Might have to
3?
take the- Yeah.
How many blocks
So you
have I
get the
got
front
left?
ones on okay, but the back ones might have to go out to the sides.
That's as much as I've got. Hang on, let's have a look. There you go. That's the most. Talking Donkey, 45 months. Not far from 4 years. Thank you, Donkey. NetGeek, thank you for 10. Merry Christmas. Enjoying this in the all-new My Summer Car videos. Merry Christmas, NetGeek. Dom! 17 days till Christmas. No, no, no. It's much, much further away. This thing's a monster. It really is. Soften all those lines up later. Factors weight. You see that purple thing there? That's my center of mass, which is currently right through the thrust axis. But by the time I've finished adding stuff on the front, it will be further forward, at which points I'll come back here and add a few more tail weights just to balance it back. Just finished doing the legs. Let's see.
So do you reckon it'll float? I'll take that as a maybe.
Maybe it'll float. I'm more concerned about if it'll fly than if it'll float, to be fair. I should assist in getting in. Window. What have we got? Narrow window, small angled window. Corner window, blimey. What does that look like? What do you usually put on the front, like as a cockpit type window?
I tend to usually go with something angled and then use those kind of angled side pieces to wrap around the sides.
Large angled window.
It's kind of weird though, the way you have to build the windows to start with, because they kind of they don't really place on the block they're actually going to sit on. They kind of place on the block that's one behind that, or one in front of that even.
Doesn't want to put this down.
Yeah, so wherever you want to place the window, if you build one block forwards and try and place it on that block, then it will actually go down on the block you want it to. And then once you've placed it, you can just delete the block you had to place to be able to put it down.
What? It won't place?
You got the flat edge touching the ground, right? Or flat edge touching the block, and the actual, like, the lowest part of it is actually touching the block that it's on.
Right, so it's the leading edge that matters.
Yeah.
What else have we got? A large corner window. Blimey.
All of those kind of components always try and place on what would be their middle. If you don't want angled side windows, use the other one, the other corner window.
That's crazy. The only problem with that is the windows are too big now for the chopper. Might have to do like 2 front windows and a corner window. That might work better.
I'd use the other corner window block.
Oh, it won't do that though. I can't use 2. You'd use a different corner.
Yeah, there's another corner window that you can use, and that wraps around and then keeps the side windows straight rather than having them angled.
Or the one that just says corner window.
Yeah. If you kind of aim at the side of the angled window and try and place it that way, it works a bit better.
This doesn't seem to sit on the floor properly unless I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah, you need to flip it up on its other edge and then fit it to the side that way.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, like 1 block lower. I don't get it. I don't understand.
So if you flip it basically clockwise from the way you're looking at it now, if you flip it clockwise once and then turn it round and place it on the other side.
Gotcha, I think that's done it.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I meant.
And what can we put like up on that top corner edge there?
Put an angled block.
Why does that sit on the back of the block and not on the front of the block? There we go. Gonna get good visibility out of this chopper. Quick save. So you think like a pyramid block would work in there?
Well, where you've put those 2 thin windows now, put the inverse pyramid, because then it'll take the angle into the straight nicely.
Thanks. What?
15, 20 minutes, half an hour.
Half an hour, yeah. Sounds good. Not sure how high to make this so that we can get in and out of the seats and stuff.
I'm not. I can't remember exactly how the characters get out of the seat. I think it should put us out behind the seats. And if I remember rightly, the character is 7 blocks tall in total.
Seven blocks.
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 high. So that would mean the roof across there is fine.
So I guess you give us like a couple of blocks extra height.
So you don't think that's enough to get in and out of?
I think that would be enough to get in and out of, but then if you want a little bit of headroom just for like, if you want to put a light in the ceiling or any dials above or buttons above the seats, might be easier to see them if they're slightly higher above us. You can go right up to just underneath the rotor blade and it won't affect it.
Yeah. Well, I can get in and out of this thing as it stands. Like I climb up the
Yeah,
ladder, walk straight in. Seems fine.
That looks good.
We'll have a wedge though. Doesn't take off. It won't take off yet. It's not wired in. But, it will. I reckon within the hour we'll have this thing in the air. The rotors seem tiny. Can't make bigger ones. See, in Kerbal, you would know if it was going to fly because you can see mass and thrust numbers and things like that. Thrust to weight ratios, but you can't in this. Well, we haven't got the winch done yet. We're going to have to get the winch done soon. Trouble is the winch is like going to hit that float on the way down. I might have to move the floats back 2 blocks maybe.
The winch sticks out by 1 block automatically anyway.
Yeah, but that's not going to be enough.
You could always stick it out 1 extra block. I mean, in these kind of rescue helicopters, the winch usually sticks out on an arm anyway.
That's a big old winch.
That's not even the big winch.
Do you want positive up, negative down?
Yes.
Okay. What is it wanted underneath?
Under the chopper
Yeah.
was another winch for lifting heavy cargoes or for locking the helicopter to the boat.
Is it the same thing? There's no different winch?
No, that's the same winch. You'll have to face it so that like the arrows are horizontal. Have it sticking like that way.
That winch has certainly moved the centre of mass. Look at that. Oh, it's slightly off centre now. So the winch needs to go... Which way?
It needs to be so that the actual reel is facing downwards and the positive negative arrows are horizontal,
Right.
facing either the back or the front of the aircraft.
It's like that, but 90 degrees. Wait, like that you mean?
You can do it that way, yeah. I would have done it so that the arrows are actually horizontal, and like the negative arrows facing the back of the chopper, and the positive arrows facing the front of the chopper.
Why?
Just because then it gives you more space to put the connector in. But if you have enough space to put the connector on as well, then do it that way.
I see what you mean. So positives going, negatives going towards the back.
Yeah, that's fine. And then you've got room to put the connector on.
Electric connector. Small connector.
Small connector.
Okay, that's that done.
And then on the door winch, you may want to add a harness.
On the door winch, you may want to add a harness.
Yeah. Then we can rescue people.
Dude, that harness, what the heck? It's so ridiculously big. Can't even put it in there.
What's it interacting with?
It's interacting with stuff like miles away, like further down.
Oh, it's the stupid ladders. The ladders have got such a ridiculous amount of bounding box on them. The ladder's bounding box sticks out like 3 boxes in front of it.
That is dumb.
Yeah, I've got no idea why it does that.